would not therefore stand out by that name. In
Yeah.
fact, it would be helpful.
Yeah. One other thing that we probably ought to say about this little trip we took down the Elkhorn, and that is that for the more adventuresome person, they might think this is way too tame for me. However, having taken the, I don't know how many mile trip it is that we took in the raft that time, but there are some more, well, let's see, less docile looking parts to this
More
creek.
challenging
Yes.
rapids, yeah. There are 6 classes of water in the international scale of river difficulty, and Elkhorn Creek has got some Class 3 on it. Class 6 being Niagara Falls, no barrel. So it's pretty challenging water, and it's a lot of fun. And when the water's up a little bit higher than it is now, it would be nice for people to come out and look at the kinds of whitewater challenges that we have right here in our own backyard.
Yes.
And the creek is absolutely pristine. It's hard to imagine such a pristine resource right in the triangle between or among Cincinnati, Lexington, and Louisville. We're smack in the middle of it.
And you know, I was thinking as I was looking at this, how deeply grateful I am to our state legislature and to the Fletcher administration for just taking the bold, bold move to provide funds to fix the locks and dams.
Absolutely.
And because you were talking about Cincinnati and from open, it's going to allow us to still be open up to the rest of the world, which without that, very quickly, that would not have been the case.
Absolutely. Toyota was cited as one of those who are interested in keeping our river navigation linkages open to the Ohio and the Mississippi, and therefore to the rest of the world through the Port of New Orleans. They have big equipment that cannot fit under interstate overpasses, and therefore water freight is the only way that that material can be delivered to Georgetown and other plants throughout the bluegrass. And the auto industry in the bluegrass is major significant.
Certainly it is.
They employ 35,000 people, more than all of state government combined, and represent $7 billion in capital investment. It's amazing. So our water resources are very important to us.
Well, and I personally am so grateful that they did allocate those funds to repair the locks and dams, and certainly to Steve Reeder at the River Authority. I know that probably that just exponentially increased their workload over at the River Authority to oversee all of that happening. But,
absolutely. Steve's a good friend of the rivers, that's for sure.
Right, and we, certainly any of our viewers could thank any of their legislators. I know ours right here, Senator Carroll and Representative Graham and Representative Barrows. This just couldn't have happened without the legislature, and it was an incredible move for them. I think this is where we go through the little rapids, isn't it?
Yeah, this is one of the more exciting rapids on the lower 6-mile stretch of the Elkhorn, leading from our shop down to the Kentucky River. And as you can see, you don't have to do much paddling, just sort of steer the boat through the rapid and have fun enjoying the ride.
Actually, to tell you the truth, other than direction, to keep the correct direction, you probably could almost take this ride down the Elkhorn without lifting a paddle.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. In fact, that spot is where I caught the biggest smallmouth I've ever caught on Elkhorn Creek.
Really?
About the year after we moved here, 27 years ago, it was a 21.5-inch bass. Oh, gosh, it was so beautiful, but I only caught one that day, so I turned him loose. Not enough for a meal.
What is the deepest part of the Elkhorn Creek? What's the depth?
There's several holes that can approach being over your head, but most of the creek you can actually walk down it. And if you are careful to avoid some of those holes, you can probably walk down the whole creek, especially during the summer, as long as it's not in flood stage, of course.
Right.
When it's in flood stage, at the shop we're busy trying to encourage people to stay off the creek, believe it or not.
Well, it looks to me like
we don't want any injuries out there. It's bad for repeat business.
It looks to me like we are just about to the end of